and I'm glad you're here to do a spirit reading on the um, archetype, the warrior archetype. Sorry about that. And this is kind of a good intention for the reading because we have the light attributes. If you're a warrior in the light attributes or a warrior in the shadow attributes. So all that means, the light attributes is just notice some kind of a cut on my finger or something. The light attributes are like a light seer, which is also the high energy. It's a high energy, a positive energy that you're in. So it would be the higher energy of the warrior. The shadow attributes, it's not necessarily bad. It's just the shadow energy, the lower energy. It's not really the stronger positive. It's a low energy. It's more of a negative energy, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It might get you stuck or maybe repeating the same things over and over and wondering why. I know that sometimes I'm in that shadow attribute, thinking that I'm going to get a different result. I also call it crazy, the definition of insanity. So, for the warrior in our light attributes, if this is you, then your reading will be focused on that. I'm going to do 2 sets of 3 here, one for the light attribute, one for the shadow. So if you're in the light attribute, the higher energy, you have strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. So I don't know if you know what all those words are. I'm sure you know self-sacrificing and the conquering of the ego. But the stoicism, that's kind of a way where you kind of empower yourself. It's kind of a um, a mindset from way back. I think it's Greek. I'm not sure, and it's all about overcoming things with through different results. And the one example I can think of with that is when I kind of turned my life around a little bit and I surrendered to everything that was happening in my life, and I decided I wanted to go down a new path. One of the things that you were asked to do in this new life was to um, stay away from a lot of the negative humanly traits. 7 deadly sins. You can call them whatever you want. Well, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, anger is bad. Anger is bad," and anger can be bad, just like money can be bad. A lot of things can. Food can be bad if you're eating the wrong foods. But with anger, it was like, okay, you're no longer human, because all human beings, in one moment or another, get angry. It's not the anger that's bad, it's the way you deal with the anger. And, you know, when you get yourself into situations you can't get out of because you're angry, like think of the person that cuts you off, and then what do? You get mad and you chase them down, and then you get a ticket. Um, the stoicism is looking at that in a different way. And instead of, yeah, you get angry and you just like, some people just like wave or say God bless them. It's changing the way you deal with the world so that it's in a much more positive light. Now, the shadow attributes, this would be the lower energy attributes. This is trading your ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering and infliction of others. So you can be a warrior in either way, the light attributes or the shadow attributes. And again, I'm going to do a 3-card reading for both. And let me just read out of the guidebook. It doesn't really say much more than that. So, a warrior, soldier, crime fighter, Amazon, mercenary, gunslinger, samurai, yeah. Represents physical strength and the ability to protect and fight for your rights. It's linked to the invincibility, loyalty, and the passage from boyhood to manhood. Can also be female, as in the legendary Amazon tribe of warrior women, and has emerged once again through women who liberate and protect others who need permission. I'm sorry, something felt like something was on me. um, Protect others who need representation. Okay. I get this, like, I freak out when I spiders and creepy crawly things. So I thought I felt something on my foot. I had a spider in my car the other day, and I'm like, oh, if this spider comes out at me and I'm driving, this could be trouble. So anyway, and then we have mercenary and soldier of fortune are variations of the hired killer who sells his power with complete disregard for the cause. A gunslinger and samurai appeal to your fantasies of independence and self-defense. Yet they also carry the historic weight of predatory evil. In their favorable aspect, they all warn you when you're in danger of aligning your might with an unjust or purely self-interested cause. The spiritual warrior, pioneered by Dan Millman, I don't know that word at all and I'm not going to try, and others, directs you to use the classic warrior virtues of heroism, stoicism, and self-subscribed, oh my gosh, and self-sacrifice for conquering the ego and gaining control of the inner realm. Shadow warrior distorts or abandons ethical principles in the name of victory at any cost. Look for a lifetime commitment to courageous battle whenever and wherever necessary. So that should be your goal if you have a warrior attribute. And I think we all are warriors within our lifetime at one point or another. And I think we have both the light attributes and the shadow attributes. So look for the lifetime commitment to courageous battle whenever and wherever necessary. So that should be the warrior intention. So let's do our light attribute. So this is the person that has strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, and stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Okay. We have card number 6, the Lovers. And that's kind of what I get with the light attribute warrior. And I just did my Sunday sermon, and it's about the heart chakra and the celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States. And I tied it in with biblical text, and basically this was theme. In fact, this was one of the cards that came up that I could use for the heart chakra in the celebration of the United States. I chose not to because I wanted something a little more, a little less emotional than the Lover's card. But the Lover's card, this is a card about tying into the masculine and feminine energies that we have within. And a lot of times, the light attributes can be the masculine energies, and the shadow can be the feminine, because the feminine shadow, the shadow attributes are usually the moon, our moon energies, our moon signs, which is the feminine energies. And our sun signs is our masculine energies. So we also have, you know, the male in a relationship. You have the male and the female, two opposites that attract. That's if you're in a, never mind, I'm not going there. So in a relationship that many people are in, I won't say all, but many people are in. It's male, female, and I'll get off that one. Eva. So lovers. I'm going to talk about the colors of this card. We have pink in the background, unconditional love. She's wearing a little hair piece with some green and pink. So we have the heart chakra. Pink can also be the heart chakra, but it's also the crown chakra. It's a beautiful healing stone. Rose quartz is pink. There's a few different pink stones, and it is considered a very healing energy and unconditional love. So again, you know, in the softness, the pink is the softness. So of course they put it on the female. I have no issues with men wearing pink at all. You know, I don't make a determination about that. The water that they're in, it's not a blue. It's kind of like, I don't know if you can see it this way or not. It might look like a grayish on your end, but it's actually a lavender. And the lavender is the crown chakra, the connection to divine. And we have the sun in the background, which is strength. And it's also, the sun is connected to the sign of Leo. And the whole divine energy here with the water, they're in a pool of water that is of purple color, which tells me that this is a divine connection. And when we connect ourselves, whether is this, if this is one person unifying your sun and moon signs and bringing them in as one, or it is a loving couple coming together as one, it's all about that divine connection. It's also, the divine connection can also be our humanly energies and our spiritual energies. And through the heart chakra, those energies will come together and also become one. And what I was saying about my, well, you'll have to watch it. Tune in on Sunday, because I actually am pretty proud of the way it all laid out, the way it all came together. It really was nice, you know, the heart chakra and the celebration of the 250th anniversary. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, and it came out pretty good. I must say, I'll brag. So, anyway, let me do your recent past. Okay, so the recent past from our light attribute warriors, the Fool. So you took a fool's journey, And that means you took a leap of faith. You, you kind of like, no matter what you had ever heard before, you decided that, let me look at this one more time. All right, we have a lot of green in here. You decided to go with your heart, and you decided to follow the path that your heart was leading. She's holding out an amethyst stone. So once again, we have that lavender, that purple, that connection to divine. And on this journey, this fool's journey, you are taking a leap of faith, but you also, even though you're taking a leap of faith and you don't really know where it's going or how it's getting there, you know that the divine is going to guide you. And he'll guide you through your heart senses and your heart energy. And it's brought you to this oneness, this divine sacred love. And it doesn't necessarily mean a couple. It can be a divine sacred love within yourself, bringing all of your energies together so that they are in oneness with God consciousness and Christ consciousness. Or a divine sacred covenant that your leap of faith brought you to. And through your warrior attributes, your light attributes, and that is through strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. And I'll tell you, when it comes to relationships and oneness of self, the ego is one thing that you really have to kind of like tuck it under the rug, because it's our ego that is always, always, always going to get us into trouble, get in the way, and create the low energies. It is not the Christ consciousness, it is not the God consciousness, and it is not the heaven within that creates those low energies. It is the ego. So let's see what we got for our near future with our fool's journey and that sacred covenant. Usually I do my other deck for the light attribute. This one came up reverse, but I'm not going to do reverse today. So we have the King of Swords. I like this. Okay. So on your journey, by taking that leap of faith, by following your heart, trusting in your divine power, coming into oneness either with yourself or the divine covenant that you've been given with another human being. The King of Swords, you will be enriched with the power of mind. And if you look at this card, this gentleman, he is in a mindset that nothing's going to touch me, nothing's going to hurt me. I am protected. We have the eagle that he's got on his arm there. He's got his bow and arrow, and look at the background. The background is just so, he's on top of the, well, I want to say he's on top of one of the mountains. Looks like it's a mountain range. But we have a cloud of green right here, heart chakra. The rest are all like a blue. They're kind of like a, I want to say a slate, like a gray blue, but they're a blue. And it's, so because it's not a really like sea blue or like an aqua blue, aquamarine blue, there's a little bit of unsurety, but not to the point where you will get lost. I mean, your thoughts are strong. You know where you want to go. You know that you're going to land in the right place, and your thoughts are going to take you to wherever it is, whatever mountaintop you need to climb. And you will get there. You will get there because you have the strong mind. And that is the toughness of will right here. This is the toughness of will, the heroism and self sacrifice and in conquering the ego. So that is your near future. Now let's do our light side. And our shadow side, sorry. So this is the person that is trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So, my beautiful souls, those of you that are feeling like you're in the shadow attribute, the first card that comes up for you is the Major Arcana 12, the Hanged Man. And again, we have green and yellow here. So the green, the background of green is the heart chakra again. So, and the Hanged Man is, it's someone that's kind of like resting in their laurels, yes, but not necessarily just doing nothing. The Hanged Man is all about kind of like looking at the world from another view. And when the Hanged Man hangs themselves upside down, they're able to see the world from a different perspective. And sometimes, especially for a shadow attribute, when we go within, or when we maybe step into somebody else's shoes and we allow ourselves to see things from someone else's eyes, that is probably one of the greatest lessons we can ever have. Having that empathy, being able to step outside your own self and look at it from another perspective. And that's where my shadow attribute people are right now. You're like kind of like stepping away. Okay, so what has probably occurred with many of you is that you've been operating through trading your ethical principles for victory at any cost. You've been indifferent to the suffering inflicted on others. So those things have been going on, and you're finding you're in a place where this isn't working for me. And maybe it worked for a little while. Sometimes, when we act this way, it serves us for a little while. Whether it's feeding our ego, whether it's getting something we thought we really want, and then after we get it, it's like, oh, was it really worth it? So you're in a place where you've been doing things like that, and now you're like looking at it and say, why am I still like not happy? Why am I still feeling like something's wrong? So you're turning yourself upside down like the hangman, and you're looking at things from another perspective, whether it be from someone else's viewpoint, whether it be just talking to spirit. It doesn't even have to be somebody else's viewpoint. You could be asking spirit to please show me what I'm doing wrong here. So that's where my shadow attributes people are right this minute. Now, oh boy, tell you, lately I can't shuffle these cards for nothing. I watch people shuffle, and I'll tell you, I envy some of the people that I watch shuffling. It's just amazing. It's almost like they can just make it happen. They make it happen. They make the card just jump right out. All right. Recently, Ace of Pentacles. So recently, my shadow attribute people, you were trying to plant your roots someplace. It didn't take. the roots did not take, whatever that may be, whether it be in a job, whether it be a place you want to move, whether it be in a relationship, but you try to plant your roots. This is all about doors opening. This is about um, planting your roots in fertile soil where they will grow and not have to be uprooted. If you notice, these roots are uprooted. Once again, we have to find a new path, and ACEs are all about new paths. And I want to say that some of you are very tired of finding a new path to plant your roots. And this is what brought you to being the hanged man. So again, you had to uproot your roots, and you're at a point where it's like, why? Why does this keep happening to me? What is going on? And that's where this card brought you here. So that's pretty interesting right there. I'm just going to tap it and go. And near future. Okay. Okay, so here you are. This is where you were. Once again, uprooting your roots to find fertile soil someplace else. You're looking at things and it's like, okay, what's going on? What can I do differently? This is your Two of Swords. Again, this is all about thoughts. And if you don't learn to do things differently and look at things from a different perspective, you will find yourself all tied up and unable to look at anything in the right order. You can't keep going. You can't keep going the way you've been going. You can't keep uprooting yourself and uprooting yourself. Every time something doesn't work out, you move on. You have to work through it and figure out why. Why is this happening? And then do something about it through this perspective. And once you're able to do that, the nice thing about this is these crows are like, yeah, they're twisting you all up. All these thoughts are like driving you crazy. But at any point in time, you have the power to rip those strings off and take that blindfold off and be free of all the ideas that keep bringing you to that same shadow attribute. So that's your near future. Very, very interesting. I'm going to do an Archangel Michael card here. That was pretty cool. Those two readings were pretty interesting. Okay, here we go. Archangel Michael, you always just have the right thing to say here. All right, so we have Archangel Michael, number 5 here. Be honest with yourself. And if you notice, this is a person just, that introspection. Okay. This one here, that oneness, okay? That oneness, that divine covenant, that sacred bond, okay? Be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let Source take it from there. I'm going to read from my Archangel Michael book. Be honest with yourself. There are times when facing your true thoughts and emotions can be extremely difficult or even troubling. Yes, it's important to recognize that you have these feelings for a reason. They are meant to guide you. Being honest with yourself means looking with a clear eye at the stories you've been telling yourself and others, along with all your thoughts, emotions, and motivations. When you have this clarity, you can let go of your worries and have faith in the process, knowing that source is in control. Knowing your truth doesn't mean that you then need to reveal all your thoughts and secrets to others right away. Some situations do call for sharing. However, it can sometimes be hard to tell what your current circumstances are dictating. Let me help. If you have feelings you wish to keep secret, ask yourself why that is. I can guide you to find clarity by using my sword of light to serve your connections. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't read that right. I can guide you to find clarity by using my sword of light to sever, oh my gosh, your connections to negative stories, fears in the past, that you can reach out and embrace the truth. I can also send you signs and little pings of emotions so that You're, you know, you know what's real and what's not. You'll be able to make a statement to yourself and feel it is true or not. I will need you to ask for this assistance specifically so that my actions can remain in line with your free will. Once you know your full personal truth, you can decide whether it's best to share it with others or wait for divine timing. I will support whatever choice you make. So, what he said there is, I will need you to ask for this assistance specifically so that my actions can remain in line with your free will. That goes for your spirit guides too. Unless you ask, and the same with divine source, any of our spiritual beings that watch over us and help us, even our loved ones that have crossed over, unless we ask for their assistance and help, they will not interfere with free will. We have free will. God has given us free will. He's given us a choice. And in that choice, we can either go it alone or go with guidance. And for me, I have to remember that myself. I just assume they're going to watch over me. No, I have to give them. Some people will just automatically, spirit guides, you have my permission all the time to guide me, and then it's automatic. So Archangel Michael, again, he will come in and help. He will cut those cords. He will sever the way, but you have to ask. He doesn't do it because he knows you need it. He does it because you know you need it and you ask him to help. So with that, I'm going to do the heart oracle, heart chakra oracle. The heart tarot oracle. Let's see what we get for this one. Oh, this deck's a little bit bigger. I was going to do the Lumarian, sorry. I love this. All right. So we have number 2 here. It is with the purple border. Okay, let me show it to you. I love this. Spread your wings. And I believe we all have to do that. We all have to take a leap of faith, spread our wings, and know, just like the little birdie leaving the nest for the first time, we can do it. We can fly, we can soar as high as we want and for as long as we want. So let me read out of the book what it says about spread your wings. 139. I'm having trouble seeing things today. swear I'm going to go back to the dollar store glasses because these ones I buy, not doing such a great job. All right, spread your wings. The key words here are expansion, freedom, confinement, decision. Energies of expansion are around you now, and because of this, you may be feeling restless and uncertain. Your mind and soul are ready to soar, but you may feel confined by certain relationships or certain aspects of them. Although they may be comfortable and feel safe, it's possible they don't quite fulfill your needs. Even the desire to be in a relationship can be restricting because it becomes your focus and you forget to live your life to the fullest. Sometimes, when you think you have all that you could ever want, you realize that you now want something else. Perhaps a relationship has grown a little too restricting, or it's not exciting enough, or maybe it no longer meets your needs as you evolved and changed. What will what will it take to allow you to feel unrestrained and joyful? Listen to your heart. What do you really want? Remember to make any needed changes with love and compassion. So that kind of goes with what I said earlier. I want to say with this card, um, not completely, but a little bit of it. So let me do our sigil deck, my angel number and sigil affirmation. And this will end our reading today. So I had to pull myself together today. I had an interview this morning at 8 o'clock. And I really thought I bombed the interview. I really did. I said, oh boy, I really bombed that one. And I text messaged the agency I was working with, and I said that. I said, oh, I think I I think I totally messed that up. And she sent me a message back and said, oh, I don't think you did. Then they made me an offer. And the problem is what I believed, it's for a traveling teaching job. And I believed there was going to be a teacher pay and then a traveling, an additional traveling um, money amount. And what I had figured was a lot more than what they were offering. And the hourly pay rate was less than what I was making as a substitute per hour. So I was a little disappointed. I was actually in tears. I spent a lot of time. I did a pending certification for another state, and getting ready to make a move to a place I know nothing about. And when I received that information, I was so disappointed. I'm like, I got to do a reading, and I'm a mess. I'm just a mess. But you know what? I learned a long time ago that when you have a problem and you share it, then you only have half a problem because you gave half of it to someone else. And I was able to do that. I was able to send a message, an audio message to someone I care about, and I felt better afterwards, even though I had moments still. I did feel better, and I suggest that if you're holding on to painful things, don't hold on to them. Let them go, release them, and spread your wings, so you can free yourself of any of the agonizing feelings you might be carrying. So the angel number is number 16. I love it. I just love this. I don't know if you can see it well or not, but that's a sigil for this affirmation. So the affirmation is heaven is within me. And one of these days, um, I'm going to be making wire sigils um, that go that go with these affirmations, and then a little affirmation angel number on it. One of these days I'm going to get to it. But I love this card. I don't know why I chose this background, but there's like a funnel here in the background, it looks like a T, but I believe it's a tornado. I'm not sure, which is powerful, very powerful. And it can do a lot of destruction um, when it's around. And when we have the power of God within us and heaven within us, I'm not saying we should be destructive, but when it comes to fighting the darker energies, having heaven within us and God within us gives us that tornado, that powerful force that we need to be fighting the dark energies that are all around us in this world today. So, heaven is within me. And that is so true. And I said that earlier also. So let's read what this sigil and angel number are. So, angel number 16, you are being invited to upgrade your choices and move toward experiences that support your joy and purpose. Let go and move forward. Okay, so heaven is within me. The invitation to this party will bring you the greatest joy that human presence can experience. When you choose to go within to seek the answers for your life, you'll experience the concept of heaven. This spiritual upgrade will give you a joyous life, but it will also open doors to your true purpose in this life. It is only when you trust the divinity within you that you will be able to let go of what holds you back. So stop wasting time where you are and trust that you already have the answers you need within. Then let go and move forward. Wow. I don't know if that was a message for you guys, but it certainly was a message for me. And with that, I would love to say that I am blessed. May you be blessed. And yes, spread your wings, be honest with yourself, and heaven is within you, which means you can do anything. The impossible becomes I'm possible. So go with it. And with that, have a very blessed day. And I will see you again soon. And if not this week, what is it? Wednesday? Oh, I'll see you probably Saturday for a reading, Friday or Saturday. And we have the scripture talk on Sunday. And I think it's going to be a really good talk for anyone. I don't care if you are low energy, high energy. I mean, if you feel angry, if you feel happy, this is a heart message through biblical text. And it is going to be in the celebration of the United States of America. And it's all about heart-centered peace. And there'll be biblical text to back that up. And also, I don't know. I just think it's going to be worth watching. So watch for it. And if you subscribe, you will get notice that it's up. All right. Bye bye.